In front of me, I have some alternatives to smoking cannabis. Even though recent research has shown that smoking cannabis does not increase your risk for lung cancer and may actually protect you from certain cancers, we do know that like tobacco smoke, marijuana smoke does have a number of irritants and toxins as a result of combustion. Vaporization is defined as the transition of matter from a solid or liquid form to a gaseous or vapor form. Vaporizers heat cannabis to release the cannabinoids, but we remain cool enough to avoid the smoke and toxins associated with combustion. There are many vaporizers on the market today. My choice is the Volcano. This is a Volcano Classic. What this vaporizer does is it's going to heat our cannabis for us and will actually collect the cannabis vapors into this bag system. So what we need to do first of all is we need to determine what type of cannabis is going to be best for our ailment at this moment. There are many different strains of cannabis. They can be basically broken down into two groups, sativa and indica. Most sativas are typically a little more on the energetic side. They tend to be a little more head feeling, tend to be a little more creative, and tend to provide one with a sense of well-being. Indicas, on the other hand, tend to be a heavier, more narcotic-like effect. These may be better for somebody that has extreme chronic pain. There are different strains among those, many different strains. Here in front of me I have three of my favorites. This is Strawberry Cream. This is a mostly sativa, very good for daytime use and depression. This is Kushberry Time Skunk. This is a hybrid, a cross between the two. It's a mix of sativa and indica. This is relatively about 60% indica. The white berry up here, this one is a 100% indica strain, and again will be very narcotic-like. So if I'm having some extreme pain that I need to control, I would probably want to choose the white berry for the narcotic effect. These are the actual flowers or buds from a cannabis plant. Here next to me is a young, immature marijuana plant. This plant is roughly 2 to 3 months old. This is going to grow for many more months and will end up producing these flowers or buds, which we consume as the medication. There are other purposes for other parts of the plant that I will get to in a moment. For now, we're going to concentrate on the flowers or the buds. Once I have chosen my medicine of choice, I'm going to use a standard grinder, which can be found at most smoke shops. What this does is it grinds up your medication. You want to make sure that the medication has been flushed, dried, and cured properly. You then take the medication and you're going to grind it up. Grinding the medication produces more surface area to be heated, allowing the medication to be most effective. Once the medication has been ground, finely ground like this, this is the canister here that you would place the medication into. The little top is placed on, and then it's actually set right here on top of the Volcano or the vaporizer. I have preheated this already. There is medication in this canister. There's a gauge here on the front. Mine is the Classic. I typically leave mine set at just over 6. Once you've loaded the canister and turned the power switch on here, it does take about 5 minutes or so to heat up completely. When the instrument is heated, the light here will go off, letting you know that it's ready to be used. At that point, what we're going to do is separate the mouthpiece from the collection bag here. I'm going to flip on a switch here that is actually a blower, and what's going to happen is this is going to blow the hot air into this canister, actually through the canister. You can see there's a fine strain on the bottom, and out the top will actually come out vapor. It looks like smoke, however, I assure you this is vapor. So when I turn it on, you'll watch and you'll start to see the vapors coming out. I'm going to just simply attach the bag to it, and the vapor, the cannabis vapor, is then going to be collected into this bag. Once it's in the bag, this bag will remain fresh for quite some time. So I'm able to use as much medication as I need to control my symptoms for the moment, set it down, go about my ways, and then come back a while later and pick it back up again. So there's no wasted medication here. I'm not going to fill this up all the way right now. I don't quite need that much right now. So again, what's in here is actually vapor. It is not smoke. I'm going to detach it from the medication chamber, and I'm going to attach the mouthpiece. This simply works by pushing this up to your mouth and depressing it in, and it releases the vapor then for you to inhale. And again, what I'm exhaling is vapor. This is not smoke. It does not have the typical cannabis smell. There is some smell to it. It's more kind of a smell of maybe burnt popcorn, but there isn't that strong cannabis odor in your house. Because there is no smoke, it doesn't make your curtains smell or your hair smell. And ladies, it won't cause wrinkles for you either. This is a much, much, much healthier way for you to ingest your medication. Another way to ingest medication is through the use of medibles, or food baked with cannabis. What we have done is we have extracted the cannabinoids and other good medication in the marijuana into a butter or cooking oil, and then we make food with it. Here are an example of a couple of cookies and a brownie. You can make low-fat muffins, you can make tea. There are all sorts of healthy alternatives that you can make, not just brownies nowadays. Another use of your cannabis could be to make capsules. We use some of the larger fan leaves, which contain very little THC in them, to grind up and ingest. Why would we do that if there's no THC in it? Because it contains the cannabinoids. This is the true medicinal part of the plant. This is where you get the anti-inflammatory effect from. This is a very, very medicinal way to consume your cannabis. These capsules have been made by us using the parts of the plant that are normally discarded. They are decarboxylated in the oven first, which removes the CO2 gas. Then they are finally ground and put into capsules using a capsule maker machine. Another alternative used for your medication would be to make a tincture. A tincture is an extraction, again, used from the cannabis plant. This is a very quick and effective way. A few drops on or under your tongue is all that is needed to get relief in about 10 minutes. Another alternative to smoking would be ointments or rubs. This is a C6 ointment made by a member in our community that has camphor and other types of herbs and minerals in there that works very, very well as an anti-inflammatory. It also helps with my breathing issues. Because my disease does affect my lungs, I can rub this on my chest, much like somebody might rub Vicks on their chest, and it will actually improve my breathing. I can rub this into my hands before I go to bed at night, and it helps reduce the swelling that I get in my joints. So these are just a few of the alternatives to smoking. So you can see here that there is no need to actually smoke your medicine nowadays. These are all much more efficient and healthier ways to use your medicine. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope I have helped educate you on the facts surrounding the medical use of cannabis. Oftentimes, an individual will have a negative opinion of medical marijuana until they or someone close to them becomes ill. Then they are faced with suffering from a terrible disease and often prescribed drugs where the side effects can be as bad, if not worse, than the illness they are trying to treat. Medical marijuana provides a safer and healthier alternative for many people. Keeping an open mind and a desire to find natural relief to your ailments, you can experience the benefits of cannabis as well. I hope this has helped you to have a more positive perspective about medical marijuana and understand that we are responsible and law-abiding citizens. We are your neighbors, your lawyers, we are the teachers that teach your children. We sit next to you in the pew at church. We are regular people like you who find treatment and relief from a completely harmless herb that is relatively easily grown. Please do not treat us with any less respect. We are not criminals. Thank you.